Yes, we are back again.
KNS again. That was quick. I brought you back so quickly. No?
I know. I thought I'd be back later. Yeah. So how was the weekend?
Dude, there was nothing special actually about the weekend for me.
Oh, I went out this weekend.
Yeah?
we were in Sunnyside.
Yeah.
Sunnyside. Oh man. Kapela sa jutana Pitor na le banyana.
Yeah.
Oh. My man.
Yeah.
I mean, from the table behind me and the one across me. Whew. Yeah.
Was it a restaurant?
I don't know if I could call it a restaurant because they call it a Yoba cafe. So
cafe. We'll stick to the cafe. I don't know how these things work.
Same here.
The cafe is the diner, is the restaurant. I don't know.
I don't know because they sell food, they sell drinks. And yeah, so beautiful women. Had a beautiful ending, but that's not the case.
Yeah. As long as it ended well.
I don't know. It definitely ended well. Yeah, but it was definitely a good weekend. I enjoyed. Yeah. Although I was tired yesterday after soccer, but as always, soccer is tiring. Yeah, but today is Monday.
A new day.
Yeah. I actually want to talk about something today.
I'm all ears, my man.
Yeah, you know, like when it comes to this topic of side chicks, side dudes, and smashing. So now I came across a situation where this girl got angry at me because she called me and I didn't call her for a couple of days. So now what I want to understand from your view is that,
give me the whole story in terms
of so like basically I met
summarize it still, but give me the important details.
Okay,
that I can,
so there's this chick that I met a while ago. So now we kind of have a situationship, you know, like we smash it, you know, it's and it's just that. So she called me this other day, and we had a conversation for about an hour and more.
On the phone?
Yeah, on the phone.
Okay.
Like she called me and we had a conversation there, you know, talked about general stuff, you know.
This was after you guys have been smashing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now, the other day she calls me. Actually, she didn't call me, she texted me. I was online on WhatsApp, looking at some statuses as I was also posting. So then she sends a text like, hey, why is it that every time you're online, you can't even say hello or you can't start a conversation? Now, to me, if we are smashing or if you're my side chick, that's it. We only communicate when we need to meet. I don't need to communicate with you every day. So I wanted to know from your viewpoint, is it a must for us to communicate? Because if I'm going to communicate with you every day, to me, then that means you're my partner. But if we have that agreement that we're smashing, to me, I don't feel like I should be communicating with you every day because you're not my partner, you're not my girlfriend. The only common interest we have is what we do.
And this person that you're speaking of, does she have a person?
Okay. From what she said to me, she's not looking for a relationship.
So she doesn't have any. She doesn't have any person.
Yeah, according to her statement, I wouldn't know.
Okay.
Because you know how people.
Yeah.
You know.
And do you have a person?
No. I don't have a person.
So you're enjoying this.
I'm enjoying this. I ain't gonna lie and be like, hey.
And how long are you planning to do this?
To be honest, I never really looked at the time frame. I mean, it's a wet season for me, so I can't complain. So
yeah,
as long as I'm getting, I'm good.
And now I'm asking you. How do you think this thing will end? If both of you are not looking for anything serious, as you said, you're just having fun. Did you ever sit down and think, how will it end?
My man, to be honest with you, these things always end badly.
Yeah.
Because no matter, how can I put this? No. No matter how fun it is, somebody always has to, you understand, has to break that barrier. Because it's the thing of, we're creating a barrier.
Yeah.
It's just us smashing, and that's it. But some way, somehow, someone has to break that barrier. And someone is bound to want more. But to me, what sucks for me with this kind of situations is that when we start out, we put everything on the table. Because that's what I did with this girl. Because I remember she called me from out of nowhere. And she was saying she's a cousin of a friend of mine. So I was surprised, like, where did this girl get my numbers? So she was like, I wanted to see you. So to my surprise, I was like, what can I help you with? She's like, what do you mean, what can you help me with? I said, I wanted to see you. So fine, I went there, we chilled. She bought me a couple of drinks. And then later, I was like, let me go home. I need to go freshen up because me and the dudes are having game night. We're going to have fun and all of that. So she's like, let me go take a bath with you. I was like, okay. I ain't going to say no to that. So I did.
Yeah.
Like the Drake song. The one with J. Cole. Don't need the towel, we can dry off in the covers, That's what we did.
It was that situation.
It was that situation.
And it was at the beginning of it.
It was the beginning of it.
And how long has this been happening? How many, is it a month or?
Yeah, now
it's a month.
Now it's a month, yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, we got dried up in the covers, it was fun. Yeah, but now, the situation has to change at some point, Now,
I don't know, man. What I'm thinking is this, particularly if we're speaking in terms of being a person.
Yeah.
The person always likes to feel special. I mean, you can say whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
But obviously, a person loves to feel special, and every person has their way of actually wanting to feel it, right?
Yeah.
Maybe for her, it's not serious, but I just want you to call it, that kind of thing. And
yeah, but you see,
remember, I'm not saying it's okay. You know how you guys spoke. Right now, I'm just touching on the part where every human being wants to feel special. I mean, you can do what you do, but nobody wants to be treated like an unloved dog.
Yeah.
Right. So, if I'm looking at it from that sense, it's always gonna be a give and take thing. It's just a matter of time eventually. Yeah. Someone or you just said it yourself. Somehow, someone will. And
also, what I also want to address is, when it comes to a situation, always put whatever it is that you want on the table and see what the other person says. Because at first, when we were talking, I asked her, what is it that you want? Because I'm a guy of compromise. I can compromise. But if you're telling me that you don't want a relationship and that smashing is what we're going to be doing, me, as much as I can compromise, I know how to maneuver my way through things. You understand? It's that thing of, if you say we're smashing, I take it as that. We're smashing. If we're going to be friends with benefits, let it be that. If you say you want a relationship, I can give you that. As long as you are transparent and honest with me as to what it is that you want.
So the issue
the issue for me
that she's not being
she's no longer playing her part. Like this ain't.
And you
this
guys
ain't
already
new to me.
spoke, yeah. And you guys already
And we
spoke,
already
yeah.
spoke.
Like there was this. Is it those kind of unwritten laws at certain areas? In certain areas, you know, there's those
we
unwritten
can put it
laws,
like that.
yeah.
Because the thing is with me, ne, this is why I've always avoided such things. Because I know that at some point, these things tend to change
Yeah.
when going forward. Because I've been in a situation where I had a girlfriend and I had somebody that I was seeing on the side. Whereas this person that I was seeing on the side, she said, we're just smashing. I was like, okay, are you cool with that? She's like, yeah, I got a boyfriend too. I was like, okay, that's cool. But then along the journey, she starts having these questions like, if you're with me, like, what kind of person do you think you'd be? So now to me, it becomes that thing. No, man. This person actually wants more now. And I was like, no, man. This is just getting too much now. And which is why I don't like these situations. As fun as they are at the beginning. And as you said, you know, we are human. We want that special treatment, you know. We don't want to feel like we're being used, you know. Even if you're doing something for someone, even if they don't do it as much as you do it, or even if they don't go that mile that you go, but you still want them to put that effort in. And like I said, I can understand where she's coming from. But then to me, an agreement is an agreement. If I go to a place of employment and say, I want a salary of 8K, and I signed a contract on the dot that I'm getting 8K, I can't just come after a week and be like, no, 8K is a little. If I agree to the terms and to the contract, that means I have to stick out that contract. It's the same thing with soccer. You understand? If I have a contract for 3 seasons, whether I'm benched or not benched, I still have to get my salary. I want my salary because I signed for 3 seasons, right?
Yeah.
I still want my money for that 3 seasons. So that's why I wanted to ask from your standpoint, like, is it a must, you know, for us to communicate like as if we're in a relationship?
I mean, judging from what you just said, I don't think you need a simple answer. I think now it's me asking you so that you can reflect, such as, if you've been in this situation before, why go back?
Hey,
I mean, what does that say about you?
yeah.
Never mind her. Don't mind her.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been here, as you said now, you've been in this situation. It ended ugly. Why try it again? Like, what makes you think this time it'll be different? Because clearly now it doesn't sound like it's in it different.
Yeah.
It's like it's heading in the same direction.
You know, like, it kind of reflects to this situation of mine. Like, you know, like when I started in high school, you know, like, it's kind of like that situation where I've always attracted women with kids, you know.
So she has a kid?
No, she doesn't have a kid. Oh. Like I'm not sure if I can compare the two, you know, but it's sort of like deja vu when it comes to me in this situation. Like sometimes, you know, I tend to put myself in situations, to be honest.
Yeah. Now you're talking.
You get what I'm saying? As much as I agree to the terms of smashing, like, it's that thing of, this person is bound to catch feelings, you understand? Because even the cousin said it to her, like, you've caught feelings. To which she told the cousin the other way around, that your dude caught feelings. To which I know that I'm not going to communicate with you every day.
Did you catch feelings?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
Because I make sure that there's not much attachment between me and her. This is why I don't call every day or make that effort, to text all the time. Because I know that I'm going to end up giving the wrong end of the stick, which is not what I've been planning with this situation. But like I said, I always tend to put myself in situations. You find that somebody would mistreat me, and fine. Forgiveness it's a good thing. You understand? But it's now letting that person back into that space that I have a battle with. You understand? And which is the situation right now. Because now it's that thing when she texts, she'll be like, "Hi, babe." And just the other day, she sent me a text like, "I love you." Now, like, dude,
but for me, you still haven't answered the question that I asked you. Is too, if you've been in this situation before, why do you find yourself in it again?
But man, like sometimes I feel like I'm just twisted sometimes. I feel like I'm just twisted sometimes. Like, there's a part of me, there's this sick part of me that just enjoys this kind of situation. As much as they can end badly or they can end mutually, it's not to say that all of them have ended badly. There are some that have ended mutually, like I still bump into that person, we would greet, we'd have a conversation there and there, But to be honest, a part of me likes it. As much as I will not admit, but it is fun, man,
So then why are you complaining, right?
No, it's not that I'm complaining. I'm just saying that some people in this kind of situations have expectations. You understand that you should communicate with me. So that's why I'm saying, is it a must?
That's why for me, I keep saying to you, it's not a simple answer. I first have to get to you.
Yeah.
Let me understand you. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what I'm trying to do, right?
Because I asked another friend, and it was like, "But you smash it. You have to." So then I wanted to understand why he was saying that, and then he explained it in the sense of, you smashing, right? So it can't just be that you just smashing only. You're only gonna call when you need to smash. You have to play that part. But now, when you start playing that part, to me, then you're giving the person hope.
But that's why I'm saying you have that experience. In a way, you're even asking a question that you have an answer to already.
Yeah.
If you think about it. Because if someone gave you that advice and you are like, nah, now you're coming to me, is there a certain answer that you're looking for?
No, I'm not really like looking for something. I just want to know, like, is it a must?
But he answered you. What more do you want?
Yeah, but no, I get that he answered me, but with me,
That's what I'm saying. Is there a certain answer that you want?
No.
Think about it. Don't rush. Think about it.
Not that I'm rushing or anything, but for me, it's that thing of, if I'm just used to you calling me to say, "Hey, come over," that's what I'm expecting. You understand? So now for the person to get angry and be like, "Hey, why didn't you call me this other day?"
Yeah.
You understand? But yeah. But
that's the thing, man. I don't want to rush and give you an answer.
Yeah. No, but I was not really like wanting you to rush into an answer. I just wanted to know, like, from your standpoint,
Yeah.
It's not about looking for a specific answer. You know, it's just getting people's different views and points. You know, because you know, as people, we're gonna have different opinions. To some people, it's gonna be, yeah, you gotta communicate. With some people, it's gonna be, why should I be communicating? If you said, this is what we're gonna be doing. You understand?
The reason why, as I said, you have that experience yourself.
Yeah. But you know, the thing is with that experience, it was with different people. Like I said, you know, with some people it ended amicably. With some, hey.
You know, if you drink coffee from a different cafe,
Yeah.
how different is that coffee if you're still drinking coffee?
I wouldn't be that different.
It wouldn't be that different, right? So even if it's different people, but if the situations are the same, how different could the situations really be from each other?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm asking you, is there a specific answer that you're looking for? Because remember, I'm asking you these questions because, as I said, I want to know you, right?
Yeah.
I'm broadening it now. I'm not just longer making it a simple thing as to a side chick or smash. How should I treat her? You. And I'm listening to your experiences, right?
Yeah.
You said you've been here, you've done that. And I'm asking myself, if you've been and you've done that and you find yourself in this situation again, other than asking that question, isn't that question kind of irrelevant in terms of now I should be asking myself, how did I get here again? Like, okay, what does that say?
Yeah.
And now, right now, what did you say? I think I kind of enjoy it, right? That's what you're saying. You know what? I kind of enjoy this. Why, but do I enjoy this? Because if I'm judging, it doesn't look like I'm winning in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? It looks like my relationships are just a mess. So maybe, just maybe, I really need to sit down and really start reflecting, really start asking myself more and more questions.
Yeah, but you see, with me now, with the situation, right? Like, to be honest, I am looking for something serious, but then it's not something that I want to rush into. And it's not necessarily to say that I want to be in a situation where I'm jumping from one entanglement to another. Because that's not what I really want.
That's the new word now, entanglement. It's interesting. I didn't expect that from you, but okay. It's interesting.
Yeah, but then, you know, sometimes, you know, as you said, reflect. I do reflect, you know. Because that's why I brought up the topic, because now I can see that this situation is changing. You understand? And as it is changing, I can tell that but this thing is starting to feel like a relationship now.
Another question is, if it becomes a relationship, and in terms of how you guys began, isn't it threatening that she just might do it again with another guy? I mean, she was that simple.
You see, that's my problem there. Which is why, at most, I don't want to pursue a relationship after such situations. And it's not to say that my experiences are what's clouding my judgment or causing me to take that decision. But then, half of the time, such relationships don't work out. There are some that work out. I mean, I've seen them, but then at most, it just ends up badly. But
So
then I don't.
Why do you repeat it then? As you said, you are looking for something stable.
Yeah, for me.
Why do you find yourself in these situations?
For me, it was just a thing of, okay, I'm single, okay, okay, I got nothing to lose, so. You know, on top of that, I was on a dry season, bruh.
Okay.
I was on a dry season. Because for me, it was a thing of December.
Yeah.
You know, and my last relationship was months ago. So it was a thing of, okay, as much as I'm looking for something serious, here's the situation. Well, why not just get some? Be on that wet season. Just get the blood flowing again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now, ish. But now I can see the agreement is changing now.
Yeah. As I said, man.
You know what the other twisted part?
Yeah.
As much as the situation is changing, I don't want to end it.
Yeah, then what are you complaining about?
No. I'm not complaining about anything.
No, when I say complain, I'm not in that sense of complain, but then,
okay.
Yeah.
No. For me, it was just. I mean, do I gotta? But to be honest, I am communicating with her. Just like you said, just to make her feel special. Because I wouldn't want her to feel like trash, honestly, because that would be out of my character. Because if I'm in a relationship or in a situation, I want the person to be respected.
Yeah.
As much as it's an agreement, there still has to be that respect. Because you can't treat somebody like trash just because you're smashing, or just because they side chick or you're a side dude, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
There still has to be that respect between the two of us. You understand? Because, to be honest, she does respect me. You understand? So I wouldn't see any point of me disrespecting her. Even if she was disrespecting me, I wouldn't want to. I'd rather end the situation. Because as fun as it is, there still has to be that respect between us. And there still has to be that boundaries. Because obviously, there are certain lines that cannot be crossed. There are certain things that you can't do. And that there are certain things that this person is comfortable with and that she's not comfortable with. You understand? So, but then, that's my situation.
Okay.
I hope everybody that's watching, will maybe share. They
let them comment.
Yeah.
Share their
so like
opinion.
Yeah.
But for me, that's the thing is I don't want to rush into the answering stuff.
Yeah.
It's you that I'm looking at. I'm looking at the decisions you are making.
Yeah.
And I'm going there and I'm like, okay, so that you avoid them. Remember last conversation where if we were talking about what women, remember what we said? We said they know these guys, but yet they still go, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes we guys think we're so different from them.
Yeah,
we love to think that. We really love to think, you know what? But I mean, if you meet a woman and then it happens that quickly, is it really smart for you to say, you know what? I should make an honest woman out of this woman.
Yeah.
Honestly speaking, now we're having that conversation. Is it a wise thing for a man to do that?
For me, it's a no.
It's a no, right? But yet you find yourself in that situation, right? And then you continuously, and you're not getting any younger. If there's something I'm going to keep repeating is exactly that. I think is that we're not getting any younger. It's not just on the woman part, it's also on the man part. You have to also start making wise decisions. Wise decisions means you need to get a wise woman yourself.
Yeah.
What happened to meeting women, the right way, man? I think about it sometimes, What, it's not that they're not out there. I mean, there are a lot. They're out there, but then why is it so hard to do so?
Like for me, sometimes we tend to give into society's pressure. Like when you're starting out as a teenager and like my peers, like they're drinking, so let me try it out. My peers are smoking, let me try that out. I feel like sometimes sorry, it's that thing of, no man, I want to get married, but I gotta do this, I gotta do that. And sometimes such things, they ruin things stable or having something real. you know, because I can even look at my previous relationship. You understand?
Yeah.
It it was a situation where it was one-sided. You know, it was that thing of I did everything for this girl, and mind you, I didn't have a job. You know, and whatever little money I made or whatever I had, I would share it with this girl and her child. You understand? Like, I went like this extra mile for this person, you know. But then, as time went, when I looked at the situation, and the more I looked at it, the more it appeared that this person only calls when they need something. You understand? Like, this person not only calls when they need something, but when they're also sick, or when their child needs something, or when she needs me to do something for this child or for her.
And when did you notice that? Like, how far in the relationship was it? Is it after a
The
month, 2
relationship was
months?
very far, man.
That's when you noticed that, you know what, you feel like she's using you.
I was like, ah, man, this person is just using me, man. Because this person, like, you know, should post all these other people. And for me, when I'm in a relationship, I'm not too worried about whether my partner is posting me or not. What I'm worried about is you making an effort for me.
Yeah.
You understand? Like, imagine this person would visit me. You know, understand? And when she visits, I'd be that guy. Hey, you want something to drink? There's juice. You know, there's coffee, there's tea. She'd be like, ah, no, I want coffee. So I'd make the coffee, you know, because I'm doing it out of care and genuineness. I'm not doing it because I have to, you know. As we always have it in our conversation, that no one is deserving of anything. It's up to the person to decide to say that, you know what, I want to do this for this person because I care. And, you know, I want to be genuine about it. So, like, I'll do all these things, you know. I'd even call her, be like, hey, have you eaten? You know, she'd be like, no. Okay, it's like, come over, I'll cook for you. You get what I'm saying? But when I go to her, ooh, my man, it was a different situation.
Is it?
Dude.
Spill the beans, bro.
Dude. Hey,
Spill the beans.
Like, you know when you visit someone
Yeah.
and you're with them, but they're on their phone. And not only that, they even leave the room to go make themselves food, make themselves coffee, come back, sit down. Whilst you're there,
And you're not getting anything.
Bruh, you're not even getting anything.
Just.
Bruh, I don't even have to get up to go get myself water. Like, that's how bad the situation was.
Yeah.
So then I got to a point where, you know what? I'm not gonna stay and endure such, you know. So it was a thing of, no, man, this person doesn't appreciate me.
Yeah.
You know, this person is not even trying. Like, I'd find myself being depressed at times, you know, and not only by her, but, you know, by certain things in my life also. And as much as I would speak to my friends, I also wanted to speak to her. You understand? But she was never there. You know? It was always that thing of she had time to party and she had time for her friends. But when it came to us, there was never time. You understand? And yeah, and the situation, hey, it got to a toxic point, you know.
Yeah.
You know, we were having that back and forth now. You know, all those things that I never wanted to be in, I was in them. You know, I never saw myself being in a relationship where I'd have a back and forth with the person. You know, because when I look at my younger self and where I am right now, like when I was younger, if I was in a relationship, I'd always leave. I never call again. You know, I never text. I don't say anything. I just keep quiet. But now with this girl,
You are a different person.
hey, right, even find myself doing things, man.
Embarrassing things.
Like I'd be passing by a place. Like, what
Yeah.
for? Like I'd even double up by a place.
You're obsessed.
Yeah,
Is that the correct word?
Yeah, I'd become obsessed. You know, I'd even get to a point where when I heard that she was going through the most, I was like, yeah. Let life show her some dust. Dust. I'm trying. I don't care.
Yeah.
Life is until months.
Yeah.
And to be honest, life did really show her flames. But by the grace of God, man, by the time life was showing her flames, I'd already healed. You know. And to be honest, some people thought it was crazy of me to give her moral support because of all the things that she did. To be honest, till this very day, whenever I tell the story about this girl,
Yeah.
A lot of people are surprised that I actually went through the situation. And funny enough, a lot of my friends don't like this girl. Like,
But you can understand where they're coming
yeah,
from.
I can understand where they're coming from because the thing
I
is
mean,
that
they're seeing, you know, when you see a friend go through it, man, because of somebody,
yeah,
you're not in favor of that person. It doesn't matter. You're just not in favor. And the worst thing is that you since you are not attached to that person, it's just easy to see those red flags. You just see them same time, like,
Yeah.
oh, come on, 1 2 1 2. And the worst thing is that, you know, when you know that, you know what, something does tell you there's something wrong about this relationship. You know it because you never tell your friends the whole thing. Because you know they'll be like, come on, man. It's even gone this far. You see that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
you avoid and then do that kind of thing. But for me, man, if you're out of it, it's good. It's good. It really is good. But the thing about relationships is that we approach them wrong.
yeah,
And here's why, right? You know, if it's like work, man. You know, if you want work, you want to get paid, right? You have to put in the work, right? It's like the law of life. Anywhere you go, it doesn't. If you wanna, you know, you have to put in the work, right? You have to choose wisely. You have to.
yeah,
But when it comes to relationships, they are really made as it's just about fun, and that's exactly the problem.
yeah.
They're just, you know, they're not. There's no sacrifice. There's no
There's
hardship.
no compromise.
Yeah, you know, no compromise, no long suffering, none of that, right? And that's the problem. As soon as those things start occurring, it's like, you know what, I want that. I always want the easy, and which is the easiest way. You know what? Let me smash, blah blah blah, all that. But then at the end, you know how it will end, right? You know, but you still find yourself in that situation because you're not taking it seriously, which you should take it as much as it's like making the same example again, like going to school, knowing what you're studying for, the sacrifices that you have to make. So it's the same. It's like if you understand, particularly, and I'm going to talk about marriage, not relationships, because they're not really valid in God's eyes.
Yeah, they don't have that tangibility.
Yeah, tangibility. I mean, we try to make them important, but it doesn't matter if we do make them. They are not in the Lord's eyes, so they are not important. See, when it comes to marriage, if you approach it as to also knowing there's going to be responsibilities, there have to be sacrifices made, right? We are here to help each other, right?
Yeah.
You're here to love me, I'm here to love you. You're here to really build something. Yeah. To have a right mindset when you go into it. That way, when certain things happen, you know, they're not a shock of all shocks, you know, none of that Hollywood and Disney fantasy love, right? Where it always ends with a kiss, and then everything is supposed to be smooth.
Yeah,
right?
it's just supposed to be smooth sailing, you know,
right?
it's happily ever after.
Happily after. No,
And
no.
which is not realistic.
It's not realistic.
At some point, you know.
And remember, most of us have based love in that kind of concept where this is how it should go. That's why we can't. And I mean, even the smallest thing that doesn't have to end a relationship, like, you know what, man, I just couldn't do it because of 1, 2.
Yeah.
Right. So my last thoughts would be, speaking about you, is that self-reflection. First thing, sit down, really think about the decisions that you're making, right, and put your life in that perspective as to, I'm not getting any younger, right? What should I do now to get something solid, right? To build that right foundation. Christ is, of course, the foundation, right? And that's the thing.
Always.
Women like that should attract us. I don't understand. We like to say Christ this, Christ that, but when it comes to his women, we don't choose them. And that's the problem. And then now we want to go to Christ and cry. No, bro. Also, guys, make that right decision. Yeah. Just choose the right. There are a lot of right women. Just choose.
And for me, I'm glad that we had such conversations, you know.
Yeah.
Because, you know, sometimes the best examples are ourselves.
Yeah.
Because you never know how your story or the situations that you find yourself in or the decisions that you make can impact somebody. You know, you can never know how they may change somebody else's life. Because you might find that there's somebody out there who's in the same situation as me, you know, and they're looking for a solution.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? And for me, I'm very grateful to the support that I have around me. You know?
Yeah.
Because if it was not for that, I don't think I would have survived that relationship. You get what I'm saying? And yeah, and even with the situation that I find myself in, obviously I need to sit down with myself, you know, do some self-introspection, you know, and also sit down with the person also. Like really, really, really sit down with them.
You have that conversation.
And have that conversation. Like, bruh, like, are we gonna be doing this for how long? Because at some point we need to find something solid for ourselves. Understand?
And my closing remarks would be, I don't know why, but I don't have any sponsor from Vaseline. Now, I don't know why you're placing it in that direction.
Oh, sorry.
They're not paying me. So I'm not sure if you're looking for an endorsement deal, but I think you came at the wrong place. There's nothing I can do about that.
No.
Yeah, and lastly, as I said, man, you know, that self-reflection, think about it.
Yeah.
And you know, man, you have to put Christ. Like, what does Christ want? You know, this thing of what I want, I think it also has made a lot of distraction. This eye thing is a problem.
It's a very big problem.
Like, God designed marriage. We should find out what's the proper way.
Yeah, like, right? What's the proper
channel?
What's
the proper channel? What's marriage according to the creator of marriage, right? Stop these things, because we like to put, you know, our own thoughts to it. More of our own feelings in terms of, you know what, especially if you know that you've done certain things or you want to, you know what, I think marriage should be like, no, marriage shouldn't. It should be how the Lord designed it to be.
And this is also to show that even as we follow Christ, that we're going to meet such situations. It doesn't make us less Christians or say that us as Christians we tend to lose our way all the time. We are bound to lose our way, which is why we are having such conversations, so that, as you said, self-introspection and you know, and reflecting, so that we can get back to the right way.
No, man, Coach, man, it was nice having you. I won't lie. Today's conversation was really interesting. I really didn't expect it.
I told you I got a conversation for you. You know.
Yeah, man. But it's actually good. It's good having you here. I think I'm gonna make you a regular.
I don't know. I should definitely be a regular. You know.
I'll make you a regular. I know, and next week you'll come with a different issue. It's like,
Yeah, you know, man.
Nah, man, it was good having you, man.
Yeah.
Nah, sure.
I wait.